Good Monday morning, everyone. It's Heather Cooper here, playing with paper crafting with my regular Monday morning live. How's everybody doing? And I am just excited to show you a video this morning featuring the Dandy Garden Suite, and hasn't been my favorite suite up until now, but I think it's probably because of the color palette. And so finally it occurred to me that if I change the color palette, I might really like it a lot. So that's what I've done, and I wanted to show you the card. So this is the card that we're going to do this morning. And I know my daughter's gonna love this because she loves dandelions. And I love dragonflies and dandelions. And I really like this color palette. So this is what we're going to work on this morning. And I'm just gonna hang on for a couple of minutes until we see if there's anybody else gonna show, if anybody's going to show. Somebody's watching, so hello, whoever you are. And how many of you really like the color palette of the Dandy Garden Suite as it is? It's like very intense colors, and it's got purples and blues and oranges, and it's just I guess I'm more of a pastel-y person, so it's not my favorite. But as I say, if I change my color palette, then I really like it. So this card is in So Saffron. And I'm using, instead of the Dandy Garden Designer Series paper, I'm using what I've gone to a lot in recent card making forays. I've gone to the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper as a background. So I guess we could get started. So we're going to start with So Saffron as a background. I've covered up my bone folder. Here it is. So I'm going to fold my cardstock and just hold the corners in place, and then just burnish that fold really well. I am a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, for those of you who don't know me or haven't watched me before. And I'm in the sunny Okanagan Valley, which is not sunny in the wintertime. We have a beautiful lake here, Lake Okanagan, but in the wintertime it has its own lake cloud, which hovers over the valley most of the winter. So the skies are really gray in the winter. Most people that move here, having heard of the Okanagan Valley, are quite shocked with that. Okay, so my mat for the Fine Art Floral background paper is basic black, and the mat is 4 by 5 1/4, and so I've cut my Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper 1/8 of an inch less than that. So it is 3 7/8 inches by 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay. And something I should have done first was to stamp my sentiment on it. Now my sentiment comes from Garden Wishes stamp set. And this has got some intriguing dandelion designs on it, which I'm going to try in some other cards coming up lately. But I'm going to use that Wishing You All the Best on there. So I'm going to do that in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So I'm going to ink that all up. Wish me the best for this. And not bad, except I smushed up that G in there. So I will have to either leave it as is or sometime in the future just get some, what am I talking about? I have to get some cardstock to put over top of that and re-stamp the sentiment on the cardstock. All right, so I'm just going to set this aside for now, and we're going to take some silver foil sheets, and we're going to bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to die cut some shapes, and the shapes are found in these Dandy Wishes dies. Okay, so I'm going to need one of the full dandelion head and two of these, so that I can only do one at a time. So I think I'll do that opposite. I'm going to do 2 large leaves. So again, I can only do one at a time. And, or is that small? Yeah, and 1 small leaf. So we'll do these and then we'll come back and get the others done. So we'll run that through. And so we need another large leaf and another dandelion head, or yeah, dandelion seed head. So let's just take out the leaves here so I don't wreck them. These are really, my cutting pad is well worn, as you can see, so anything that I cut likes to stick to it. Okay, now we've got those out, we can do the other things I need. So let's cut this one out here, and we'll cut out my other large leaf right here. So all my measurements and materials will be on my blog, which is playingwithpapercrafting.com. So if you go to www.playingwithpapercrafting.com, you will be able to find everything that you need on there in this morning's post. That's going to move out of the way here. And bring it back again. Okay. I could just put It's really sticking in there. Okay. And dispose of the rest of that. Get my other leaf off there. And that is all the die cutting I need to do. So we'll just get rid of my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and put away my dies. There we go. And then the other thing that we're going to need is a baby dragonfly. So I will get out my dragonflies punch. Oh, which I didn't bring up. I knew there was going to be something. That was something that we would just punch out of this sheet of paper. So we'll do without that one for now. That's just a minor part of the card anyway. All right, so we'll take our glue dots, because glue dots is what we're going to need to attach all of these things. So we're going to start by attaching the heads of all of these dandelion pieces. So I'm just going to put one glue dot on the head of this and position it where I want it, and then see where the bottom would come, and then just trim that off. And then we'll do the same on both seed heads. Overlap a little bit. Position it where we want it. See where the bottom comes, and just trim that off a little bit. And on the third one. See if I can maybe get my hubby to bring me up my punch that I need. So hubby, Ken? There we go. I don't think he can hear me. I don't want to shout. Ken? Too bad my cat wasn't one of those fetch cats. She could go do it for me. It's just too long to run all the way downstairs and then come back up again. Okay, I just want to get those ends even here. Okay, so now what we need is a glue dot to hold all the little ends in place. So I'm just going to pick up a glue dot with my paper piercing tool here and place it just down, right down in the corner. Oops. Okay, and then just add those, and I think I'm going to need maybe one more. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, and then I need to do one more trim to get the ends even once I've got them where I want them. Okay, and then we're going to add our leaves. So this one is, we're going to actually tuck underneath. So I'm going to put a couple of glue dots on the leaf. I'm not using glue on here because it's foil. And I just really hate using glue with foil. I could probably use like seal, but it's better to have like only a couple of points where there's adhesive rather than adhesive all the way along, just because when I'm trying to slip it underneath there, I don't want it sticking in a whole lot of spots. So this one is going to actually go over top in the middle. So I'm going to place this over top just for vertical variety. Getting away with myself with the glue dots here. Okay, and then this small one will go out in front. Put one up near the top. Down there a little bit. This one could probably have gone up a little bit. I don't know if it's too late to do that. Yeah, probably. Without wrecking it. Okay. Ken, could you go down and get me something? On my desk, there should be a punch that has dragonflies on it. Could you bring that up for me?
Now, when you say desk, you're talking in your craft room?
Yeah. So we may get to finish this yet. Good timing by my husband. That's Ken. Okay, I'm going to use some seal on the back of this now. And to get my seal started, I have my silicone craft mat, and I just run it along that a little bit, and that gets it started right away without any fuss. And then we can add it to the card. Now I can't find it. Okay. So there is the card minus the baby dragonfly on top, which isn't a big part of it. And like I say, if I was worried about that sentiment, I would just get a piece of maybe very vanilla and stamp the sentiment on that, and then use a label die to just die cut that. So thanks. Oh, let's see, did you find it?
It wasn't on your desk.
Oh, thank you. Good for you. All right, here we go. We've got the last little bit here. So now, if you wanted to, you could punch out both dragonflies and use the big one for another project. Makes good use of that paper. Seems a shame to just die cut or punch out one. And then we're going to use a mini dimensional, which just barely fits on the back of this baby. You might have to cut it a little bit. Oh, there we go. You put it on the right direction, And we're just going to add that here. A bit of an angle. Okay, now we're done. So here is the finished card. And as I say on my blog this morning at playingwithpapercrafting, all one word.com, you can find the materials and measurements. So thanks for watching this morning on my Monday morning live. And we'll see you again next Monday at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Thanks. Bye-bye.